Second annual Bevo Francis Classic here at the University of Rio Grande. Game 3 of this second day, and boy, what a good one we've got. A couple of ranked teams in NAIA women's basketball. It's the 7th-ranked Warriors from Lewis Clark State, and they take on the 20th-ranked University of Rio Grande Red Storm. Good afternoon, everybody. Randy Payton, happy to have you along for basketball action here from the Newt via Video Productions. Rio Grande is 5-0 after an 84-62 win over Governor State here last night. Makes them 1-0 at home this year, the first home game of the season yesterday. Lewis Clark beat Shawnee State 71-70 to improve to 5-0 themselves. As we said, they're ranked 7th nationally out of the Cascade Collegiate Conference, making the long trek from Lewiston, Idaho, to play in the Bevo Francis Classic this year. Glad to have them along. Great program, and as we said, looking forward to the game tonight. Getting ready for the introduction of the starting lineups and the national anthem, and for all of that, we head down to the voice of the Newt Oliver Arena, Mr. Matt McKee.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we welcome you to this afternoon's game. All players, as members of the NAIA and the River States Athletic Conference, we are committed to the true spirit of competition as champions of character, embracing 5 core values: respect, integrity, responsibility, servant leadership, and sportsmanship. We ask each of you as a participant, official, or spectator to abide by these values, a positive environment in which our athletes may participate, our officials may work, and you, spectator, may enjoy. Please enjoy the contest. We welcome you to the University of Rio Grande and Newt Oliver Arena for this matchup between the visiting team on the scoreboard, the Lewis Clark State Warriors, and your Rio Grande Red Storm. At this time, your hats. We honor the performance of our national anthem by the University of Rio Grande Grand Chorale. Once again, the Grand Chorale is inviting you to their concert on Sunday evening at 5 p.m. And now let's meet the teams, beginning with the starting lineups for the visitors, the Warriors of Lewis Clark State University. Starting at guard, a 5'10" senior from Spokane, Washington, number 5, Satara Bird. At guard, a 5'10" junior from Stanwood, Washington, number 11, Tatum Brigger. At forward, a 5'11" junior from Orofino, Idaho, number 12, Grace Bearden. Also at guard, a 5'8" senior from Middletown, Idaho, number 24, Peyton Hymas. And at forward, a 6' junior from Deer Park, Washington, number 30, Darian Herring. Head coach is Carolyn Orlando. And now the starting lineups for your Rio Grande Red Storm. First up, at guard, a 5'4" freshman from Glenville, West Virginia, number 3, Allie Ellison. Starting at forward, a 6'2" junior from Sugar Grove, Ohio, Number 10, Sophia Klein. At guard, a 5'6" sophomore from Peebles, Ohio, number 23, Peyton Johnson. Also at guard, 5'6" senior from Leon, Spain, number 24, Maria Garcia Perez. And at guard, a 5'8" senior from Albany, Ohio, number 32, Marley Grinstead. Assistant coaches for the Red Storm, Bias, Reagan Willingham, and Kaylee Darnell. Head coach David Smalley. Your officials for this afternoon's game: Christopher Johnson, Patrick Hutter, and tonight.
There you go. That's your starting lineups. As we get ready for basketball action here inside the Newt Oliver Arena, and we're having an issue with our live stats. So I was going to count on that for writing down my starting lineup, but it's kind of funny. This is the 7th game. This is the 3rd one that I've worked, and there's been some issue with every game that I have worked. So I'm in a bad way, I guess. Christopher Johnson, Patrick Hunter, Tanisha Beasley, your referees this afternoon, and we are underway. And Sophia Klein puts up a shot for Rio, no good, and it's taken down on the rebound by Darian Herring for the Warriors. She goes coast to coast, gives it off for a 3 on the left wing, but looks like Grace Bearden might have had her foot on the sideline, and it's a turnover for Lewis Clark. Lewis Clark goes with Bird, Brager, Bearden, Hymas, and Herring, Rio, Ellison, Klein, Johnson, Garcia, Perez, and Grinstead. Here's Garcia Perez, the senior from Leon, Spain. Bounces it, nicely done. Cutting to the basket is Marley Grinstead, and she lays it up and in. And quickly, though, on the other end. I think that was Satara Bird. This might be a track meet in this game, folks. Layup on the other end. Good for Marley Grinstead. Both of these teams get it up and down the floor, and certainly showing that in the early going. Bunny misses underneath by Herring, rebounded by Rio. Here they come the other direction. Johnson, open is Ellison. She drives and is cut off, pops the jumper, good. 6-2. Nothing but high octane here in the early going. Rio averaging 101.5 points per game. And now a turnover for Lewis Clark. They're averaging 87 points per game. So, as we said, expect a track meet in the opening moments of the game. That's exactly what we've been given. Here's Garcia Perez at the top of the key, looking underneath. Johnson lost it. It's loose on the floor. It's taken away by the Warriors. Loose ball picked up by Grace Bearden. They'll bring it into the front court. That's Hymas with the basketball. Now to Bearden. Hymas got it back, and a nice look underneath. And all alone was Darian Herring for the layup. 6-4 in favor of the Red Storm. A 3 for Peyton Johnson is up and in. On the other end, Hymas had it stripped. It's stolen by Johnson. It's 2-on-2. Johnson to the basket. Put it up, blocked. Rebounded Johnson, put it up and in. It was blocked by Tatum Brager, but it came right back into the arms of Johnson, and in the lane, she stopped, popped, and put it in. Rio Grande out to an 11-4 lead. On the inside, that's Herring. Off glass, up and in. Darian Herring has 4. The Rio lead chopped to 5. On the other end, a 3 put up by Johnson, no good, and rebounded by Grace Bearden. Here come the Warriors on the run. Hymas coast to coast. Put on the brakes. Might have got away with a travel. Missed the shot. Got her own rebound. Tapped it out front to Bearden. That's Tatum Brager with a basketball out between the circles. Pulls up top of the key, lets it fly, misses. Rebound taken away by Sophia Klein for Rio. Garcia Perez into the front court, into the lane with it. And now we'll back it out of the lane and now quickly go right back in. Has it rejected, but it ends up in the hands of Ellison. 3 from the corner, no good. Rebounded by Herring for Lewis Clark, and a foul whistled on Rio. See who they called that foul on. Got all kinds of substitutions. Marina Garcia Perez is the guilty party on the foul. Her first, team's first. Warriors go Herring, Hymas. They've got Lindsey Wilson in the game. Here's a three-pointer from the right wing by Brager, no good. And Rio got the rebound, but Graves threw it away. Stolen by Hymas. Josie Graves checking in for Rio a moment ago. Hymas spinning into the lane, lost balance, got her own rebound, put it up, no good. Taps that rebound out and is taken away by Rio. On the run, Ball gives it up to Clary, to Garcia Perez, and now to Graves. Graves finds Clary at the right elbow. Shot up, no good. Rebound Lewis Clark. Taken away by Herring. She feeds it off for a right side three ball that's off the mark by Brager. And it's rebounded by the Red Storm. That's Allie Ellison with it. Goes to Garcia Perez. 5.5 to play in the first quarter. Rio 11, Lewis Clark 6. Here's Garcia Perez. Put it up, no good. Rebounded by Lindsey Wilson. Wilson, a 6-foot senior out of Tigard, Oregon. They try to feed it to her up front. Graves knocked it away, but Wilson went out and got it. Now pulls up her dribble, needs help, and hands to Hymas. Down to 10 on the shot clock. Hymas using Wilson as a screen, driving to the bucket with the left hand, scores. Nice job, nice move by the senior out of Middleton, Idaho. And it's an 11-8 ball game. Here's Clary on the other end for Rio. Off to Ellison. Ellison give it up to Garcia Perez. Garcia Perez, a little floater off glass, good. Kind of a hard shot to defend. She just throws it up there off glass, but perfect positioning, and practice makes perfect, and the ball went down. 13-8, Rio by 5. On the inside, give it up to Satara Bird, and off glass, she puts it up and in. 13-10. Ball to Garcia Perez. Bounce it in the lane to Graves. Josie turns, faces the basket. Left-hand layup, good. Tell you what, both teams putting the biscuit in the basket early on. 15-10, Rio by 5, 3:50 to play in the first. Wilson up high, goes right side to Bird. Bird drives the lane, runs into two defenders. Might have got away with a travel. Throws it out front. Picked off by Herring. Herring working on Clary to the basket with the left hand. Put it up and in. Rio hadn't had much of an answer here in the early going for Darren Herring. 3:25 to play in the first. It's a 3-point Red Storm lead. Clary working on Wilson in the lane. Better get rid of it. And it's knocked away and stolen. Taken away by Bird. Clary was in the lane for forever and got away with it. Out front, Tymus. Being guarded by our opposite number, Garcia Perez. Goes to Herring right side. Herring give it up to Brager for a long three that's up and in. Tatum Brager, the 5'10 junior from Stanwood, Washington, ties it up. 15 apiece. Here's Rio trying to get the lead back. Kate Ball misses from long straight away, and it's rebounded by Satara Bird for the Warriors. 15-15 as we approach 2.5 to play in this opening quarter. Bird on the left wing. Give it up high to Wilson at the top of the key. Now to Brager, another three-ball airborne. That one left it short. Clary, the rebound for Rio. The outlet goes to Garcia Perez. Garcia Perez to Ellison in the corner. Alley driving, pulling up, hitting. Allie Ellison gives the lead back to Rio at 17-15 as we tick down toward 2 minutes to play in this first quarter. Hymas, ball over her head underneath, found Lindsey Wilson, who got away from the defender and puts it up and in to tie it back up. 17 apiece. Here's Clary in the corner for three. Put it up, went off the backboard, no good. Rebounded by Hymas. Two pretty good games thus far this afternoon. We'll see if we can make it 3 for 3. Here's Herring with the ball over her head. Driving to the bucket, lay it up, no. Whistle the foul. That's going to be on Emma Clary. The first on the 5'10 freshman from Crown City. The second on Rio in the quarter. And that'll get us to a media timeout. Gets us a chance to catch our breath. 1:26 to play in the first. We're tied at 17. And we return to the Newt in a moment.
We believe your education should be personal, affordable, and full of possibilities. Here, you're part of a community that supports your success in the classroom and beyond. And now, there's even more to be a part of, with new traditions and new energy taking shape.
I want to invite you to see what's possible when you learn at a place where everyone knows your name and cares about your future. At Rio, it's all about you, your goals, your journey, and your success. And we can't wait to be a part of your story.
17-17, 1:26 to play in the opening quarter. Randy Payton, happy to have you along wherever you might be joining us, however you might be joining us. Stretch Internet through the Rio Athletics site, Video Productions, YouTube, their page. We talked about it yesterday. I guess we've got Roku and Apple TV, Facebook, Fire TV. We're on everything but network television. 17-17, Rio Grande, 34-year head coach David Smalley looking for win number 704. And his team trying to get it done against the Warriors of Lewis Clark State, who are under the third-year tutelage of Kaylin Orlandi. 57-13 is her record as the head coach. Coach Smalley, 703 and 356. At the free throw line is Herring, and it's up and in. She averages 11.8 points, 11.2 rebounds, and 4.8 assists. And the rebound goes out of bounds off of Josie Graves, and it will be Lewis Clark basketball. They inbound the ball. It comes in out front to Kendall Wallace, who's in the game. Sends it up high to Herring, into the corner. Driving the baseline is Ellie Brockman. They'll kick it out for another three ball. No good. From the right side by Kendall Wallace. Long rebound tracked down by Rio and Josie Graves. Here's Garcia Perez giving it right back to her, and Graves from the foul line buries a jumper. Rio back in front, 19-18. Back and forth we go in this opening quarter. Herring top of the key, ball over her head, goes right side to Camden Barger, who checked in a moment ago. Right back to Herring and missed the layup. Got her own rebound, put it up no, and will draw the foul on Josie Graves. For Graves, her first, and for Rio, it's third in the quarter. And back to the line will go Darian Herring, the 6-foot junior out of Deer Park, Washington. Rio checks back in Sophia Klein. Herring with 7 points thus far. 2 shots coming here. First one up, rattles around, falls through. She's now 2 of 3 from the line. Entered play 5 of 8, 62.5%. Game tied at 19 with 43.7 seconds left. And Herring hit them both to give the Warriors the lead back. 20-19 as they run it into the front court. They being Rio, and there's a three from Garcia Perez. Tell you what, when you're trying to keep a running score and you're calling the game, you don't have a whole lot of time to look down when two teams like this are going at it. Final 20 seconds of the quarter. Here's a three-pointer. Put up, and it's an air ball out of bounds. It'll belong to Rio as Barger missed badly from the upper left and with 17.6 seconds left. Shot clock is off. Rio has a 2-point lead and can play to add to it. Garcia Perez. Now it ends up Johnson. Left side three. Good. I don't know why they 25-20 after Peyton Johnson buries the three, and the ball knocked out of bounds. It ends up in the hands of Rio head coach David Smalley. 3.1 seconds to play in this first quarter. Inbound the ball. Here's a three up from the left side. It is short, and it's rebounded by Grinstead, and the quarter comes to an end. Fast and furious here in the New Oliver Arena. We have completed one. And as we go to break, we'll show you the three-pointer from Peyton Johnson. Rio 25, Lewis Clark 20. This is the Bevo Francis Classic from Video Productions.
We believe your education should be personal, affordable, and full of possibilities. Here, you're part of a community that supports your success in the classroom and beyond. And now, there's even more to be a part of, with new traditions and new energy taking shape.
I want to invite you to see what's possible when you learn at a place where everyone knows your name and cares about your future. At Rio, it's all about you, your goals, your journey, and your success. And we can't wait to be a part of your story.
One quarter in the books here at the New Oliver Arena. We expected high octane. We have gotten high octane. 25-20. Rio Grande leads it. Rio fans who might be wondering about the other programs that are in national tournament play today, men's soccer, they are headed to penalty kicks after 2 overtime periods tied at 0. Been a whale of a game down in Georgia against Georgia Gwinnett. And the sad but true tale involving men or women's volleyball, Mount Vernon, 25-13, 25-19. They're tied at 6 in the third set. So a lot of work for Belina Donaldson's club to get it done. All right, here we go. Second quarter. Lewis Clark will have the ball first. They feed Herring. She got away from Klein, missed the jumper, and Johnson has a rebound for Rio Grande. Peyton on the run. Tried to feed underneath. Grinstead made a great save. Fed it to Klein, and Klein laid it up and in. The pass was too long, but Grinstead made the play and made Klein the star as she finished off. Rio leads by 7. Top of the key three in the air off the back of the iron from Nelson, no good. Rebounded though by Herring. And Darian Herring continues to do what Darian Herring does, and that's put the ball in the basket. 27-22. Here's Ellison on the run, finding Johnson in the corner. Now to Alyssa Baker, who checked in a moment ago. Baker, a 5'7" freshman from Marietta, Ohio. Ellison on the right wing, the freshman from Glenville, West Virginia. Back to Baker, down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Klein in the lane, tried to make a move and had it knocked away and stolen. Taken away by guess who? Herring, coast to coast, off glass, put it up, no good. Ellison, the rebound for Rio. Will turn and run the other direction. Ellison giving it up to Baker, and then we get an illegal screen set by Allie Ellison. At least in the eyes of the officials, her first and the team's first. Klein will leave, and I believe Josie Graves is back in for Rio. 8:25 to play in the second quarter, 27-22, Red Storm in front. And they nearly turn it over, but it's tracked down in the corner by Brockman. Now it's out front in the hands of Herring. She spins into the lane through two defenders, and Gregor pivot foot trying to make it through those two defenders. Herring will leave for a short rest, I'm sure, and Lindsey Wilson checks in. One thing about Lewis Clark, when you look down their roster, they are tall and they are veteran. And that probably has a lot to do with the fact that they're ranked 7th and 5-0 coming into play today out of the Cascade Collegiate Conference. Here's Ellison driving the baseline, is cut off, goes out of bounds, and the ball will stay with Rio. Garcia Perez will trigger it in. Looking, and we get a foul away from the ball before it ever comes in. I think they whistled that one on Ella Nelson. Here's Johnson for another three. Back of the iron will not go, and it's rebounded by Wallace. Into the front court, the Warriors have it. That is Camden Barger out front with it. Here's a three ball from the right side, put up and in for Kendall Wallace. And just when Rio had created some space, back come the visitors from Idaho. Here's Graves in the lane. Around Wilson, the finger roll good. Josie Graves makes it 29-25. Red Storm by 4, 7:15 and counting here in the second quarter. Long three put up out front by Brockman. Back of the iron won't go. Rebounded by Garcia Perez for Rio. Long outlet pass ahead is intercepted by Wallace. Here comes LC State. Dribbling with it out front is Barger. Left hand then right, gives it up high to Wilson. Wilson a couple of dribbles, hands it off to Nelson. Nelson into the corner. Wallace faked the three, drives in, runner in the lane, good. Wallace has 5, 29-27, Rio by 2. Here's a jumper on the baseline, up and in for Marley Grinstead. She has 6, 31-27. Grinstead coming off of a 16-point performance yesterday. The senior out of Albany, Ohio, who leads Rio in scoring at 16.4 per game. Brockman to Nelson, left side three ball. Tried to bank it in. Bank not open on Saturday. Rebound taken away by Brockman, and as she drives to the basket, she's going to be fouled. I think it's going to be on Josie Graves. Josie's second, the team's second here in the quarter. And it'll send Ellie Brockman, a 6-foot junior out of Kingston, Washington. 3.2 points, 2 rebounds per game, and on the year limited at the free throw line, just 3 attempts, but she's hit 2 of them, 66.7%. She'll have 2 here. First one airborne, back iron will not go. One more coming. That one is good. Makes it a 31-28 ball game. Rio by 3. Here's a long three by Ellison. Around the ring and out. And rebounded by the Warriors and Lindsey Wilson. Ahead, they feed it into the lane. That's Bird who checked back in. Missed the turn around in the lane. It's rebounded by Kate Ball for Rio. Outlets to Garcia Perez. She bounces ahead to Clary. Clary in traffic. Dumps it off on the right wing to Ball. Ball a couple of dribbles, and now to Garcia Perez. There's Clary open in the lane. Driving toward the bucket and going to be fouled. Hand check foul whistled against Peyton Hymas. That's her first, and it's the team's second here in the quarter. Wallace will leave and will be replaced by Tatum Brager, 5'10 junior out of Stanwood, Washington. Klein inbounds to Garcia Perez, to Ellison, back to Garcia Perez. Clary underneath, tried to feed it off to Grinstead, and it's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Rio. 14 on the shot clock. 5:22 to play in the half. Here's Klein. Wings it way out front. Ball tracks it down. Ball a long three. It's an air ball, but it's picked off by Klein, who reverses and lays it up and in. Just like they drew it up. 33-28. Brockman from the right elbow in and out. Rebounded by Wilson. Reverse layup, good. Lindsey Wilson makes it 33-30. Garcia Perez to ball. Back to Garcia Perez. Bounce it up to Klein in the lane. Slipped but maintained her balance. To ball and Garcia Perez. 10 on the shot clock. MGP trying to make a move to the bucket. And Hymas got up in her and is going to be whistled for the personal foul. Peyton Hymas, her second. It's the team's third in the quarter. We've got multiple substitutions each way, and we've also got a media timeout. It comes with 4:31 to play in the first half. Home team in front, Rio Grande 33, Lewis Clark 30. It's the 42nd annual Bevo Francis Classic from Video Productions.
You hit the Hatfield-McCoy trails. Fuel up the way West Virginians do at Little General Stores. We're proud to be part of your ride. Rooted in West Virginia and built for the back roads. Little General Stores. Fuel your adventure the West Virginia way.
At Rio, we believe your education should be personal, affordable, and full of possibilities. Here, you're part of a community that supports your success in the classroom and beyond. And now, there's even more to be a part of, with new traditions and new energy taking shape.
I want to invite you to see what's possible when you learn at a place where everyone knows your name and cares about your future. At Rio, it's all about you, your goals, your journey, and your success. And we can't wait to be a part of your story.
33-30, Rio Grande with a lead, 4:31 to play here in the first half. Bad news on men's soccer. They finish tied 0-0. They go to PKs, and Georgia Gwinnett defeats Rio Grande in PKs 4-3. The Grizzlies advance. Rio season is done in the second round of the NAIA National Tournament. Back to action here as the Red Storm inbounds. It is Johnson with it on the left side. Ball knocked away, and now it's a mad scramble. And the arrow favors Rio. They were down to 11 on the shot clock. There's 4:21 to play in the half. Comes into Grinstead to ball for three, bullseye. Kate Ball makes it 36-30. I'm going to show my age. In my old job before I came to Rio Grande, I covered Kate Ball's dad as a high school athlete. Turnover. Garcia Perez to Johnson. Through traffic. Layup. No good. Rebounded by Clary. Kick it out to Ball. Ball then loses it trying to travel the baseline. And it's picked up and taken away by Grace Bearden for the Warriors. Here they come front court. Bird out front, open, and there shooting a three is Bearden, no good. Rebounded by Herring, no good. Went around the ring, and then that one on the rebound is taken away by Grinstead. Here's Garcia Perez to Grinstead. On the right side, Johnson three. Left it short. Long rebound taken by Clary. Tried to feed it to Johnson. And a little bit of a careless pass, and it goes out of bounds. It'll belong to Lewis Clark. 3:15 to play in the half. Rio Grande by 6. Lewis Clark with a basketball. Brager on the right wing, driving in, left her jumper on the baseline short, and Grinstead has a rebound for Rio Grande. Grinstead will keep it herself as she crosses the timeline, now pulls up, hands to Garcia Perez. Little shimmy and shake for MGP. She drives, put it off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Bird, but saved it into Johnson. Johnson feeds Garcia Perez off glass, no good. Point blank look, but couldn't get it to go down. It's rebounded by Bearden for LC State. 2:35 and counting. First half, Rio Grande 36, Lewis Clark 30. Bird trying to feed it inside to Herring, and Herring's a lot to handle, and Marley Grinstead whistled for the foul from behind. That'll be her first and the team's third here in the quarter. Rio Grande will check back in Baker and Klein. Clary and Ball, I believe, go to the bench. In the lane, Herring. Might have been partially blocked by Klein. Rebounded by Klein. Outlet goes to Garcia Perez. MGP into the lane, then tried to feed it underneath the Klein. Knocked away and stolen by Herring. Coast to coast goes Herring. Layup good. She is a whale of a player. Darian Herring gets them back within 4, 36-32. Here's a jumper from the right side, up and in for Grinstead. 38-32. And a foul as trying to feed it underneath to Satara Bird, apologize. And she is fouled from behind. Here's a jumper up, and a jumper in for three. I believe that is Tatum Brager. 38-35. And a turnover. Baker's pass knocked away and stolen. Bearden comes away with it. Bearden looking. There's Bird underneath. Bird turning, shooting off glass. No good. Rebound tapped around. Controlled by Baker. Outlets to Grinstead. Grinstead 1-on-3 into the lane. Finds the trailing Klein. She went up with it. And Herring knocked it out of bounds. Rio fans looking for a foul. Didn't happen. (38-35), Red Storm in front. Ellison looking and trying to lob it in, and it's knocked out of bounds by Bearden. 1:16 to play in the half. Rio by 3 and with the rock in the front court. Ellison inbounds and threw it away. Knocked away by Barger and then taken away by Bearden. Here's Barger back with it. Finding on the right wing for an open three. Brager no good. Rebound down to the Warriors, and they work it underneath, and a reverse layup up and in for Tatum Brager. And it's 38-37. Inside a minute to play here in the opening half. On the move, Johnson to the basket. Put it up, no good. Rebound, Klein, turning and shooting. Put it up, no. Draws a foul. I believe on Herring. Nope, it's on Nelson. Here's a look at it. I'll tell you what, if they call a foul on that play, it had to be on 30. I didn't even see 10 in there. Well, 10 is in there, but 30's the one that made the contact. They report the foul as 10 and not 30. So here it is one more time if you'll watch. Right there, 30's the one that made the contact. So Lewis Clark catches a break. Klein hit both free throws. So Rio does get the points, but whistle the foul on Nelson rather than Herring. Here's Herring underneath. Blocked from behind by Clary. Rebound taken away by Peyton Johnson. Final 25 seconds of the half. Corner, that's Clary. Double teamed and in need of help. Desperately needing help. Throws it out front to Baker. They're down to 15 on the shot clock. Klein, Clary, layup, no good. Got her own rebound, up and in, and draw the foul. Here's a look at it. Clary missed the first shot, but got her own rebound. Foul was whistled on Bearden, her first. Clary will go to the free throw line. 5'10" freshman from Crown City, Ohio. 5 of 7 this season from the free throw line. Make her 5 of 8 as Nelson grabs the rebound. Rio by 5, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Here is, well, there's not going to be a shot. There is a foul whistle with 1/10 of a second left. They whistle it on Sophia Klein. Free throw put up and put in by Camden Barger, the 5'6" senior out of Grangeville, Idaho. Her first point of the night, or of the day. And hits them both. So it'll be a 3-point Rio lead at the intermission, as Barger cans both free throws with 1/10 of a second left in the half. And it will be a 3-point lead for Rio Grande as we go to the intermission. There you see a look at some chaos and a three-pointer from the right wing by Peyton Johnson. We've gone to halftime here at the Newt Oliver Arena. It's Rio Grande leading Lewis Clark State 42-39. We'll come back, give you the numbers, and see if we can settle things down and get ready for the second half. And we'll do that when we return in a moment. This is the 42nd annual Bevo Francis Classic from Video Production.
At Rio, we believe your education should be personal, affordable, and full of possibilities. Here, you're part of a community that supports your success in the classroom and beyond. And now, there's even more to be a part of, with new traditions and new energy taking shape.
I want to invite you to see what's possible when you learn at a place where everyone knows your name and cares about your future. At Rio, it's all about you, your goals, your journey, and your success. And we can't wait to be a part of your story.
Halftime here inside the Newt Oliver Arena. There you get a floor level look as Rio Grande at the half leads Lewis Clark State 42-39. And we talked about men's soccer losing in penalty kicks and being eliminated from the NAI National Tournament. Well, you can add women's volleyball to the list as they lose in straight sets at Mount Vernon Nazarene, falling 25-13, 25-19, 25-22. So Belina Cooper Donaldson's team finishes its season at 26-13. Scott Morrissey's soccer team done as well. Great seasons by both of those two, but there's only one team that wins the final game, and unfortunately it will not be Rio Volleyball nor men's soccer. Halftime here in this one. And we expected a track meet. We expected a good game, and it has delivered through this opening half. Rio leading 42-39. Some numbers from the first half for Lewis Clark. They were 15 of 41 for 36.6%, 3 of 13 from distance for 23.1%, and 6 of 8 at the foul line for 75%. They're led in the first half by Darian Herring, who has 13 points, 8 for Tatum Brager, 5 for Kendall Wallace, 4 for Satara Bird, 4 for Lindsey Wilson, 2 for Camden Barger, 2 for Peyton Hymas, 1 for Ellie Brockman, Ella Nelson, and Grace Bearden both played in the first half and didn't score. For Rio Grande, 18 out of 36. That's 50%. 4 of 10 from distance for 40%, and 2 of 3 at the foul line for 66.7%. They were led in the first half. Peyton Johnson's got 11. 6 for Sophia Klein, 6 for Josie Graves. I overlooked the 8 from Marley Grinstead. Then you go 4, Allie Ellison. 3, Kate Ball. 2, Marina Garcia Perez. 2 for Emma Clary. And Alyssa Baker played in the first half and didn't score. I think I got everybody. Rio's out-rebounded them 24-22. Leading rebounder for the Red Storm, Klein with 5. Leading rebounder for Lewis Clark, no surprise, Darren Herring with 5. 9 assists for the Warriors in the first half. 3 each for Hymas and Herring. Rio Grande with 10 assists in the first half. 8, he said, for Marina Garcia Perez. 3 steals for the Red Storm in the first half. 2 of those for Peyton Johnson. 8 steals for Lewis Clark. They were led by Bearden with 3. 1 block for the Warriors in the first half. It belonged to Herring. Rio with 1 block. It belonged to Clary. 10 Rio turnovers, 6 for Lewis and Clark State. That has produced an 11-4 edge for the Warriors and points off of turnovers. Points in the paint, Lewis Clark, 22, Rio 20. Second chance points, LC State 9-8. Fast break points, 4-0, LC State. Bench points, 12-11 in favor of LC State. 4 ties, 4 lead changes. Largest lead for the Warriors, 1. Rio's biggest lead has been 7. They lead by 3 here at halftime. This is the third game of 4 today on this second and final day of action. Earlier this afternoon in women's play, it was Shawnee State defeating Governor State 64-59. And an outstanding men's game that caused this one to start late. But it was a 3-pointer at the horn in overtime that gives West Virginia Tech, a 90-89 win over Carolina University. That has us to where we are now at halftime of our women's game between Rio and Lewis Clark, and we'll wrap things up after the conclusion of this game, 20 minutes after it. In fact, actually it might be a little more. We've got a Hall of Fame ceremony that we will introduce the crowd to the returning Hall of Fame members and to the class of 2025. They were all inducted earlier today at the Hall of Fame luncheon over on the other side of campus. We'll introduce them in addition to the other Hall of Famers that have returned for homecoming weekend, and we will have that video as part of our post game here on the women's broadcast. Will not have interviews after this game. Yours truly going down to MC the Hall of Fame ceremony, so we'll make sure that we try to get all of that on for you before we break and get ready for the men's game to wrap things up a little later on today. And again, to catch you up to date, men's soccer tying Georgia Gwinnett 0-0. They go to penalty kicks, and the Grizzlies win there 4-3 to advance. It will officially go down as a tie in terms of the team's record. And then, as we just told you, women's volleyball goes down in straight sets up at Mount Vernon Nazarene. So a tough day in that sense in terms of what's going on with Rio teams in the national tournament, but through one half anyway, we've got good news to report here as the 20th ranked University of Rio Grande Red Storm lead number 7 Lewis Clark State 42-39 at the intermission. We will take a break. We will come back moving closer to the start of half number 2. We'll have more for you from the New Oliver Arena, and we'll do that when we come back in a moment.
Before you hit the Hatfield-McCoy trails, fuel up the way West Virginians do at Little General Stores. We're proud to be part of your ride. Rooted in West Virginia and built for the back roads. Little General Stores. Fuel your adventure the West Virginia way.
At Rio, we believe your education should be personal, affordable, and full of possibilities. Here, you're part of a community that supports your success in the classroom and beyond. And now, there's even more to be a part of, with new traditions and new energy taking shape.
I want to invite you to see what's possible when you learn at a place where everyone knows your name and cares about your future. At Rio, it's all about you, your goals, your journey, and your success. And we can't wait to be a part of your story.
Teams out on the floor warming up. Halftime coming down toward an end, and it's Rio leading Lewis Clark State 42-39. Randy Payton, happy to have you along wherever you might be on this Saturday, and we send out a special shout out to those of you who may be watching in the great Northwest from the state of Idaho following your Warriors. Had a 1-point win yesterday and locked in another dogfight here this afternoon as we play, and Coach David Smalley of the Rio women's team would say, playing today in Rio Grande, which is located in the gently rolling hills of southeastern Ohio. You can look it up. We're just across the river from West Virginia, about 45 minutes or an hour southwest of Athens, Ohio, where Ohio University is located. We're about 45 minutes north of Huntington, where Marshall University is located. And I guess a little shy or right around 2 hours away from Columbus, where the Ohio State University is located. So for those of you following Lewis Clark who wondering where in the heck is Rio Grande, Ohio, well, now you know. Rio, by the way, the home of Bob Evans. And when you walk into a Bob Evans and you see that nice, pretty picture of the barn and the dew on the grass and all that, that farm is located right across the road from our campus. Here's a turnover as the Warriors give it away on the opening possession of the second half. And Garcia Perez picks it up, goes to Ellison in the left corner. She drives and gets fouled, trying to move toward the lane. And that is on Grace Bearden, her second, and the team's first. Rio will inbound. Red Storm have Garcia Perez, Ellison, Klein, Johnson, and Grinstead. They're starting five in there. Here's Peyton Johnson, top of the key. Down to 10 on the shot clock. Finds Ellison underneath. Ellison goes back to Garcia Perez off glass. Floater won't go. Fight for the rebound. Klein had it, but then it's picked off and stolen by Bird. Bird ahead to Hymas. Hymas gives it up to Bearden for a right side three. It's off the mark. Klein has the rebound for Rio. Here they come up the floor. Johnson right side to the rack. Put it up no and draws the foul. Foul's going to be whistled on Satara Bird. That's her first, team second. They have Bird. Here's a look at it. They have Bird, Herring, Bearden, Hymas as Johnson shoots the free throw and got the friendly roll. And Brager is the fifth player on the floor for the Warriors. Johnson's second free throw on the money. Rio's lead is 5 at 44-39. Out front, Herring. Looks left side, gets it to Hyman. Sets a screen for Hyman driving to the glass. Cut off, pass knocked away by Johnson. Stolen by Garcia Perez. Garcia Perez, Johnson, layup. Had a wide open look at it and couldn't get it to go down, but does track down her rebound. Gives to Ellison. Ellison to Klein. Layup good. Red Storm sharing the sugar and getting a layup out of it. 46-39. They built back up the lead to 7. It matches the largest they've had tonight. Jumper by Bearden out front won't go. Ellison the rebound. Ahead to Grinstead. Marley driving. Layup good. Largest lead of the afternoon at 9. And now we get an offensive foul whistled underneath, I believe, on Hymas. Yep. For Hymas, it's her third. And for the team, it's third here in this third quarter. Hymas will check out. And who came in for her? Can't see her number at the top of the key. It is Camden Barger. Underneath, Grinstead, layup good. Rio leads by 11. .80 run to begin the second half. Foul whistled. Sophia Klein, thought they said it was her third. It's the team's first here in the second half. Barger inbounds to Herring, turning off glass, putting it up and in. 50-41. Rio quickly on the other end. Garcia Perez up and in. Tell you what, you don't have to be that great of a shot when your shots are coming from 2 or 3 feet away from the basket. Bird misses. Rebound down to the Red Storm. Here's Garcia Perez. Looks off to Johnson for 3. Back of the rim won't go. Long rebound, tapped around, controlled by the Warriors. Taken away by Brager. And what do we got? Timeout? Timeout taken by Lewis Clark. And it will be transformed into the media timeout. It comes with 7:03 to play in the third quarter. Rio by 11. And we'll be back with more of this Bevo Francis Classic after you see this.
We believe your education should be personal, affordable, and full of possibilities. Here, you're part of a community that supports your success in the classroom and beyond. And now, there's even more to be a part of, with new traditions and new energy taking shape.
I want to invite you to see what's possible when you learn at a place where everyone knows your name and cares about your future. At Rio, it's all about you, your goals, your journey, and your success. And we can't wait to be a part of your story.
.03 to play here in the third quarter as we return to action. Randy Payton, happy to have you along this afternoon. Lewis Clark basketball out of the timeout. Bird give it up out front to Barger. I get confused because they have a Brager and a Barger, and Barger just gave it to Brager. Brager turning and shooting, putting it up no good. Rebound Garcia Perez for Rio Grande. Ahead to Johnson. Johnson straight to the rack, rejected by Herring, rebounded by Graves. Three-pointer from the wing, put up by Ball, no good, and the rebound goes out of bounds, last touch by Rio. Bevo Francis Classic, celebrating the life of the former Rio Grande standout and NAI Hall of Famer, Clarence Bevo Francis, and his 52 through 54 Redmen. They were the Redmen instead of the Red Storm back then. Those great teams that they have banners hanging above our heads right now about. Down to 10 on the shot clock. Brager working on Garcia Perez. Down to 5 and 4. Tried to throw the backdoor pass. Peyton Johnson stole it. Got it ahead to Graves. Graves trying to give it back to her underneath. Johnson, Clary, 3. No good. Rebound is off of the Warriors. There's the jersey that hangs from the rafters here in the Newt of Bevo Francis, or a replica, if you will. Inbounds comes into Clary to the basket, blocked, but a foul whistle against the Warriors. It's either going to be Brockman or it's going to be Herring. It's Brockman who picks up her first, the team's fourth. It will send Clary to the free throw line. 0 of 1 this afternoon, make her 0 of 2. 5'10" freshman from just down the road in Crown City, Ohio. 7 points, 3.8 rebounds per game. Second free throw rims in and out, and Herring takes the rebound away from Johnson. Little extra height will do that for you. Here's a three-pointer in the corner. Put up by Wallace, no good, and the rebound is out of bounds. Last touch by LC State. Klein and Grinstead return. Clary and Graves go out for Rio. 5:32 to play in the third quarter, and the Red Storm lead by 11. Underneath, that's Klein. Looking, draws a double team, finds Garcia Perez. Ball's open for three, in and out. Rebound Klein, spinning, trying to get up with it, and is going to be tied up, and the arrow will favor Rio. Boy, that ball shot for a three did everything but go in the hoop. Brockman will leave, and Lindsey Wilson will return. Inbounds to Grinstead. Drives the baseline, went up with it, draws a foul. Darian Herring picks up her first. That's the team's fifth. Rio will shoot 2 on every foul in the final 5:11 of this third. Here's Grinstead to the stripe, and her first one hit the front of the iron. But it found its way over and in. 53-41, Rio by 12. Second one, bullseye as well. Marley Grinstead hits them both. 14 points unofficially for the senior out of Albany, Ohio. Rio leads by 13. Wilson tries to throw a backdoor pass to Kendall Wallace, and it's knocked out of bounds. We'll get substitutions for both teams. We will also get a media timeout. It comes with 4:55 to play here in quarter number 3. Rio Grande trying to go to 6-0 and working closer to it. They lead number 7, Lewis Clark, 54-41. We return with more Bevo Francis Classic action here on Video Productions.
Before you hit the Hatfield-McCoy trails, fuel up the way West Virginians do at Little General Stores. We're proud to be part of your ride. Rooted in West Virginia and built for the back roads. Little General Stores. Fuel your adventure the West Virginia way.
At Rio, we believe your education should be personal, affordable, and full of possibilities. Here, you're part of a community that supports your success in the classroom and beyond. And now, there's even more to be a part of, with new traditions and new energy taking shape.
I want to invite you to see what's possible when you learn at a place where everyone knows your name and cares about your future. At Rio, it's all about you, your goals, your journey, and your success, and we can't wait to be a part of your story.
You don't believe me. Randy Payton Bobblehead Day is coming shortly. I promise. No, I kid. It is Randy Payton back with you here at the Newt Oliver Arena, where Rio Grande leads Lewis Clark State 54-41. 4:55 to play here in the third quarter. Camden Barger will inbound. Got it into Nelson. Out front to Wallace. Now to Lindsey Wilson. Back to Wallace. Right side three ball. Left it short. Rebound taken away by Rio and Alyssa Baker, who was among those who checked in right at the timeout. Garcia Perez looking. Giving it off to Ellison. To Baker, now to Klein. Back door open. Grinstead makes the catch. Turns, reverses, and they call a 3-second violation on Grinstead. Fans down below us and some of the folks across the way thought that was an awfully quick 3 seconds. 1, 3. Nonetheless, the turnover gives the ball to the Warriors. Barger looking underneath, found Wilson, put it up and in. Wilson now with 4 points. 54-43. Driving is Garcia Perez, cut off on the baseline by Nelson. Bounces out front to Ellison. Little ball fake, runner in the lane, good. Allie Ellison makes it 56-43. Rio by 13 with now 3:40 to play in the quarter. Runner off glass, no good by Wallace, but there for the cleanup is Lindsey Wilson. Here's Grinstead, knocked down, but got the ball to a teammate as she fell down. Now gets it back from Garcia Perez. Ellison's open for three on the left side. Side of the rim won't go, and rebounded by Camden Barger. She throws it away. Garcia Perez the steal. Ellison throws up a shot, no good, but will be fouled. Claire. That foul on Barger, her first. Ellison's going to shoot two. Allie Ellison has not been to the line today. 18 of 23 on the season, 78% for the 5'4" freshman guard out of Glenville, West Virginia. Or, if you will, Glenville. 13.8 points, 3.4 rebounds, 3.4 assists. Her first free throw is good. She has 8 points in the game. Second one's up and in. 58-45. That's a 13-point advantage for the home team. Driving, off glass, putting it up and in is Peyton Hymas. She has 4 points on the afternoon. Here's Graves in the lane, spinning, off glass, put it up, no good. And Hymas has the rebound for Lewis Clark. Quick outlet, goes ahead and underneath, another pass, and they put it up and in. That is Brager, I believe, Tatum Brager. Garcia Perez on the other end puts it up and in for Rio Grande. And it's a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here. 2.5 to play in the quarter. Rio Grande leading 60-49. One game still to play after this one. It'll be a men's game between Rio Grande and Campbellsville. It should be entertaining. Prior to that, as we said, immediately after the conclusion of this game, we will keep it right here for the Hall of Fame introductions. We'll treat you to the class of 2025, and we'll also introduce all of the Hall of Famers who happen to have made it back for the weekend, homecoming weekend here for Rio Grande. It will be Lewis Clark basketball as we come out of the timeout. Approaching 2:20 to play in the quarter. Here's a three ball from the corner by Bearden. And she finally gets one to go. That's her first points. And it's an 8-point ball game. 60-52. Rio turns it over. Bearden to Hymas. Hymas ahead, and the layup good for Ella Nelson. And all of a sudden, it's a 6-point ball game. Rio in the front court with it. Garcia Perez, a little shimmy, a little shake, a little back toss to Clary for a straightaway three that's off the mark, and it's rebounded by Lewis Clark. And a reach-in foul whistled against Josie Graves. Kind of shakes her head after the foul. She blew it, she knew it, and frustration made her do it. Rio will check out three, so now on the floor they've got Ellison, Klein, Grinstead, Johnson, and Garcia Perez. 6-point lead for the Red Storm with 1.5 minutes to play here in the third. Warriors turn it over. Klein ends up with a steal. Here's Garcia Perez. Runner off glass, good. Like she sees a little opening, and then her thought process is just stomp on the gas and go with it. Driving is Nelson, turning and shooting and putting it up and in. Ella Nelson, senior out of Boise, Idaho. Makes it 62-58. And a foul as Rio works it into the front court. Grinstead ends up on the ground, and I think it's going to be Nelson whistled for the foul. That's her third. And Marley Grinstead will go to the free throw line, but not before Kate Ball checks in and Garcia Perez checks out. Marley Grinstead, 5'8" senior out of Albany, came into the game averaging 16.4 points, 5.8 rebounds, and 3.4 assists per contest. Her free throw is up and in. Unofficially, her 15th point of the afternoon. And there's 16. (64-56). Should be 50. Yeah, there they put the basket up. 64-58. They miss on the other end. Rio comes away with it. Now back into the front court. Klein, nice back cut by Johnson. Layup good. Peyton Johnson with a layup that extends the lead back to 8 as we tick down toward 20 seconds to play here in the quarter. Tossing it around out front. Here's a three ball from the left side by Brager that's off the mark. The rebound is taken away by Hymas. Put it up off the back of the iron, won't go. Johnson has the rebound and gets fouled behind by who? Peyton Hymas. That's her fourth. So we'll shoot free throws on the other end with 9.3 seconds to play here in the quarter. Peyton Johnson to do the honors. 2 for 2 from the line today. Put it up, put it in. Trying to get them back out to a double-digit lead. It was cut down to 2 or 3 a moment ago. Can't do it, misses the second one. 9-point advantage, 6, 5, and 4 left in the quarter. Here's Bearden for 3 on the left side, no good. Rebound Johnson, quarter comes to an end. We have played 3 here in this essentially a pseudo championship game of the Bevo Francis Classic, 42nd annual. There you see the layup a moment ago by Peyton Johnson. Part of the reason that Rio Grande leads Lewis Clark 67-58. The fourth and final quarter comes your way next.
At Rio, we believe your education should be personal, affordable, and full of possibilities. Here, you're part of a community that supports your success in the classroom and beyond. And now, there's even more to be a part of, with new traditions and new energy taking shape.
I want to invite you to see what's possible when you learn at a place where everyone knows your name and cares about your future. At Rio, it's all about you, your goals, your journey, and your success. And we can't wait to be a part of your story.
Back at it we are here in the Newt Oliver Arena. Fourth and final quarter underway. Rio Grande with a 9-point lead on unbeaten and 7th-ranked Lewis Clark State. Driving is Barger. Gives it up to Bearden outside for a 3-ball. It's off the front of the iron. No, Wilson has the rebound, reverses it up, won't go. Her miss is rebounded in the lane by Bearden. How about a 3-second violation? Not called. Here's a jumper from the baseline. Up by Brager, no good. And Rio comes away with a rebound. Taken away by Ellison. Finds a trailing Grinstead. In the corner, Johnson. Johnson looks to Klein. And Klein trying to find Grinstead cutting to the basket. And a kick save and a beauty by Wilson will force Rio to inbound the basketball. Fans beginning to file in. Even more of them. Grinstead in the corner needs help. Looking for a cutter. Finds Johnson. Jumper. No good. Rebound down to Nelson for Lewis Clark. Barger on the right wing. Kick it out front to Brager. Now to Bearden. Killer Bees. That's Brager. Bearden fakes the 3, gives to Barger. 6 on the shot clock. Bearden for 3 in the corner, in and out, around the ring and wouldn't go down. Rebounded by Garcia Perez. Outlets to Ellison. Ellison into the lane, trying to make a spin move to the bucket, and I believe they'll whistle Tatum Brager for the foul. Trying to get the substitutions to go back. Yep, it's going to be on Brager. It is her first. It's the team's first here in the fourth quarter. Garcia Perez will inbound for Rio on the O in Red Storm. Just to the left of the basket. Looking. Kicks it out front to Johnson. Into the corner, Ellison. Ellison back to Johnson. Johnson to Garcia Perez. 17 on the shot clock. Garcia Perez driving. Dumping underneath. Johnson, shot good. (69-58). Rio by 11. Here's Nelson on the move and fouled from behind on her path to the basket by Peyton Johnson. For Johnson, her first. For Rio, it's first here in the quarter. Grinstead leaves for Rio. Clary came back in to replace her. Inbounds. Comes into Brager, and then Graves trying to poke it away from Herring from behind. Picks up her 4th foul. And will likely come out. Yep, Sophia Klein will come back. Or correction, Marley Grinstead will come back. Rio by 11 with 7:56 to play in the game. It comes into Herring in traffic, put it up no good. Rebound Brockman, kick it out to Brager for 3 on the left wing. And again, around the circle and out, rebounded by Grinstead. Hands to Garcia Perez. MGP leaves it off. Grinstead 3, misses badly, wide left. Rebounded by Herring for the Warriors. Kick it ahead to Nelson. Stop, turn, shoot, score. Ella Nelson makes it 69-60. Rio by 9. Ellison to Garcia Perez. Back to Ellison for 3. In and out, no good. Rebounded by Herring. Herring going to again bring it coast to coast. Now dumps it off to Nelson. Nicely done, and Nelson missed the layup. Rebounded by Clary. Garcia Perez to Grinstead. Grinstead finding Nelson, or Ellison rather. Her runner is up and in. Allie Ellison makes it 71-60. 10 points for the freshman. Brockman into the corner. It goes to Brager. And now to Herring at the right elbow. Spinning into the lane, working over Grinstead, and is called for steps. Marley kept backing up, and Herring kept...
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet. It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction.
Hi, this is Tanya, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that warm bun, the perfectly seasoned chicken, and that pickle. Woo! I love it. There's a taste of my childhood in every bite.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us, New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us, New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
I never thought this would happen.
When disaster takes control of your life,
we got you.
Get it back with a single call to the team that shows up fast to make things right. Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
For 50 years, Little General Stores has proudly served West Virginia, fueling families, friends, and communities across the Mountain State. To celebrate our golden anniversary, we're giving away $50,000 to thank you, our loyal customers. Little General Stores, 50 years strong and just getting started.
Steps back as Watkins, the midfielder, now ready and whips it. It's headed out by Diaz. On the counter, West Virginia Tech, they play the through ball. Was he onside? Looks like he was. A chip and a goal right out of the gate for West Virginia Tech. Laney Duperay. As he stayed on, they'll celebrate in the far corner. How about that? That will ease the nerves if you're West Virginia Tech.
And that's a goal by Laney Duperay.
23 seconds into the contest. They just get to the breakaway there. West Virginia Tech does. Outstanding from Gonzalo Sabe, leading the charge. Duperé with his 10th goal of the season as the Crusaders shell-shocked here early. All started with the Julian Diaz header off the set piece, got it out of the box. And then the Golden Bears ready to take advantage of the opportunity. We apologize for jumping on the air just a little bit late. Have some internet issues here at the facility as we'll give you the starters for West Virginia Tech. Laney Duperé, the goal scorer. Tom Renner, Dylan Matthew Wilkes, Keyshawn Clark, Marcos Garcia Aldama, Hugo Roman, Julian Ricaldi, Nicholas Enot, Gonzalo Sabe, and Julian Diaz are the starters for the home side. West Virginia Tech coached by Nick Semnani, the River State's Conference Coach of the Year. As we'll look to the Crusaders, it's Matthew Rafferty, Jordy Lopez, Janier Torres Gonzalez, Daniel Watkins, as well as Joan Arno Riera, as it'll filter all the way back to Felix, Alex Paytoro, Jonas Horner, Alfonso Enrique, Brady Titsworth, Keigo Yoshida, and Juan Esteban Villarreal. We'll round out the starters for the roadside as the Crusaders come in 17-2-2 out of the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference. They dropped their title game there. The Golden Bears, of course, champions of the mighty River States Conference. Front of the sideline, Roman wanted it back. They go to Clark with it. Sabe rolls to Keyshawn. The cross headed out. Well-angled header there as he dove from Janier Torres. Garcia Aldama back to the center of the pitch. Diaz on the ground. Back to Rafferty. Rafferty plays long. Yoshida. Beautiful ball there from Matthew Rafferty. As the AR points towards the south end of the pitch, it's a Madonna throw-in. Great vision there as Yoshida got in behind for a second. They play into the box. The official championship apparel provider of the NAIA Fine Designs. Please visit NAIAapparel.com to place your custom apparel order. Roman plays it vertically. Garcia Aldama into the near right corner with Clark. Clark rolls back to Roman. To the center defensive mid it goes to Tom Renner. Tom Renner out of Frankfurt, Germany. A Philip Holtzman school product. Renner 3 assists on the season. That's in to Ricaldi. Ricaldi playing up the left wing. Surges inward. The shot is saved. Parried out by the goalkeeper, Enrique. Alfonso Enrique, second save of the contest, will bring about a West Virginia Tech corner kick. Second Golden Bear corner of the contest. As they play it short. And the left foot cross headed out. $17:45. Ryushin Hirami about to come in. This will be taken by Watkins. Tech with 6 fouls to Madonna's 3. As they'll put 6 across the top line of the 18. It's played in low, bounces high, headed away. Sabe on the run, trying to slip in behind. Played out there by Arnaud. As Tech gonna get a substitution in as well. Christian Peeway out of Bradford, Canada comes in. Peeway, a senior. There's Garcia Aldama, first Peeway touch. Sliding effort there from Roman. And Hirami backwards. Hirami with 8 goals, 7 assists on the year.